So, welcome. 45 minutes Yang and Yin yoga. We are going to start off with our blocks. And like I said, we're going to get things moving kind of quickly. If you want to grab your block, actually, you know what? Let that block just sit there for a second. And let's take just a few breaths in mountain pose. So we'll start to move from mountain pose. In mountain pose, your feet are, they can be right together. They can be up to hip distance apart. Just deciding here where you feel most grounded. And then you're welcome to close your eyes. Maybe you do a little rocking from side to side, maybe a little forward and back. Again, really finding that connection of feet to mat. So your legs, you are engaging through the legs, lifting up on the kneecaps so that the quads, the front of the legs are engaged. You're standing nice and tall here. And it's like you've got that string attached to the top of the ceiling from the top of your head, and you have this long spine. And then to engage the arms, we rotate palms to face forward. That's an external rotation for the shoulder. So I want you to feel that difference. We are very much internally rotated during the day. So an opportunity here to open up. And then our breath. Let's focus in on a breath that moves down and up and out. So with that breath movement down, think of a 3D breath. So a breath that moves all the way around. Feel the side ribs moving, feel the back side of the body move. Take one more breath here. And then let's open the eyes. You're like a little mouse, Taylor. I heard you, but not really. All right, let's grab that block. So we'll start off here with the block between the thighs. So one thing that I've been focused on this month with my classes is internal or inner thigh engagement. So I want you to hug onto that block, making sure that it's not pushing right on those knee joints. So come on up to the spot that's a little more meaty there. And let's inhale the arms up. Exhaling, you'll sway over to that right side. Beautiful. Inhale to come back up to center. Exhale, nice and easy over to the left. We'll go one more time in each direction. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. And exhale, left. Now this time, inhale, center, and find a back bend here that feels good. So maybe goalpost your arms. Think here about keeping that spine nice and long. Bring the arms back up, release your arms down to your side. So we add on to that, inhaling the arms up. We'll go over to that right side first. This is called crescent moon. Come back up to center, and we'll go over to that left side, squeezing onto that block, engaging the legs here. Come back to center. Let's open up through the front body. Inhale to center. Exhale to twist to your right. So one arm forward, one arm back. Inhale, both arms back up to the ceiling, and exhale, twist to your left. One more time in each direction here. Center and switch. Inhale, center, and exhale, twist. Good. We inhale, center, exhale, chair pose. So in your chair pose, hugging onto that block here, the arms are up. I know your arms might be getting a little tired here. We do a little movement. The legs will stay as they are. We're going to hinge from the hips. So you'll sweep your arms back. And as you inhale, the arms sweep back up. Exhale to sweep the arms back. Inhale to sweep them up. Last time here, sweeping back. And up. All right, pause here in your chair pose, hugging onto that block. Let's twist again to the right. Yes, so nice, y'all. Inhale, center, and exhale, twist left. Inhale, center, exhale, dive forward, straightening out through the legs. You can release that block, and it might serve as a prop in this standing forward bend. So feel free to use that, or you could let the arms just hang loose. You could cradle your elbows, but let's slowly begin to stretch through the back of the legs. So if the legs are feeling pretty tight, the back of the legs, give yourself a little more space between your feet or bend your knees a little extra. There should be a slight bend in your knees, but again, just deciding here if there needs to be an adjustment based on what you're feeling. Good. Now, we'll slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. If you need to support yourself, hands can come to the thighs, come all the way up. Good. Let's move to the front end of the mat. You can remove that block from your mat so that it's off to the side. We'll warm up with a couple rounds of Sun Salutation A, and I've got some things that we're going to add into that. Let's inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale, back bend to open up through the front body. Inhale, lengthen up. We'll swan dive forward. So knees are soft as you hinge your body forward. Inhale to a half lift, maybe airplane wing arms. Again, that external rotation for the shoulders. Dive yourself forward and step back to a plank position, the top of a push-up. Now that plank position can always become a modified plank, dropping the knees to the mat. But here, let's corkscrew the hands into the mat, eye of the elbow pointed toward the front of your mat, core strong. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. Beautiful. And then inhale, we'll come up to a locust variation. So we'll send the arms back. Again, you can open up through those shoulders if you'd like. The legs can stay grounded, or you could lift your legs up off the mat. Good. And then let's lower down here. Let your hands land in place so that they are underneath the shoulders, and you slide them back just a little bit. Elbows pointed back. Ground your legs to the floor. On your inhale, find a little mini cobra pose. And as you exhale, lower yourself down. Beautiful job, y'all. One more time, just like that. Inhale, peel the front of the body up. And exhale, lower yourself down. Push up to a plank or a modified plank pose. And let's make our way to our first down dog of practice. So think of an upside down V shape here. Your feet are about hip bone width apart. Your hands are about shoulder width apart, but you can always go a little wider if that feels better. Feel free to pedal out the feet here, one heel dropping toward the mat at a time if you'd like. You could also drop shoelace side of the foot to the mat to stretch through the front of the foot and the shin. We hold here one more breath. Press both heels toward the floor, your chest toward your thighs, press away from your hands. Look to the front end of the mat. We are traveling forward. So maybe you walk your feet in. Maybe it's a big step forward. Maybe it's a hop forward, whatever works best for you. Once you're at the front end of the mat, let's do our half lift again. So again, maybe airplane wing arms, maybe not. Beautiful. We dive ourselves forward. Inhale, reverse swan dive, sweep all the way up. Exhale, back bend. We have one more round again. I'm going to change it up here. Inhale, lengthen up, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. And if you are doing those airplane wing arms, see if you can rotate your palms toward the floor, kind of open up through the shoulders here. And maybe even those arms rotate around so that the thumbs are facing sort of up. We dive ourselves forward. Step back to your plank pose or modified plank, your choice. Good. From here, lower down, inhaling up to a back bend of your choice. Yes. Good. So cobra pose, up dog, sphinx. Beautiful job. Make your way to down dog. You choose your path. Maybe you add in a push-up. All right. From down dog, inhale your right leg up. Maybe bend the knee, maybe release the bottom part of the leg back. You could draw a couple of circles here with that right knee if you'd like. And then straighten the legs, square off the hips, look out to that right pinky. We are stepping the right foot wide to the outside of the right pinky. Good. Take your time to get there. Make sure that right knee and ankle are aligned. We'll inhale the right arm up to the ceiling. You've got it. Good. And now this right elbow is going to come in toward your left elbow. We inhale the right arm up to the ceiling again. Right elbow in toward left elbow. One more round just like that. Up, elbow to elbow. And we'll end with that right arm coming up to the ceiling. Drop your right hand back to the mat. Step back to down dog. Inhale your left leg up. And by the way, this can be done with that right knee to the mat. So you could do an all fours position and just roll through that right or left knee. Yep, beautiful. Or left hip, excuse me. Beautiful, y'all. We straighten the legs, square off the hips. Again, from either all fours or down dog, you'll step your left foot wide to the outside of that left pinky. Good. Inhale your left arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, left elbow comes in to meet right elbow. Two more like that. Inhale up. Exhale, elbow to elbow. Yes, last one here. Lift and extend. Elbow to elbow. We end with that twist. So return to that arm extension and then let your left hand return to the mat. Make your way back to down dog. And then look to the front end of the mat. We travel forward. So again, choose how you get there. Once you arrive at the front end of the mat, inhale to a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, sweep all the way up. Exhale, back bend, lengthen up, and arms come down to your side. All right, nice job. Hopefully you feel a little warmer. We're going to do a little bit of balance. We have two flows that we're going to practice. And both of them, hopefully one will get a little strengthening through the inner thigh and the other one a stretch. So from the front end of your mat, find that mountain pose structure again. Just how we started things off. Were you really feeling that connection of feet to mat? And then we'll bring all of the weight to the right foot. When you are ready, so find a spot that you can focus on, quiet your mind, and I do have a good quote for us today. It's not what you face, but how you face it that matters. So I want you to think, yes, you can, yes, I can, as you lift that left knee up. Sometimes we start things off on a bad foot, so let's do, yes, we can, lifting that left knee up, finding your balance here. If you're feeling okay, your right hand is going to go to that left inner thigh, and you'll push thigh to hand, hand to thigh, just adding a little bit of engagement here. All right, if things are going well, send your left arm back and turn to face the left with your gaze. Beautiful. We are going to step back to a warrior two. Yes, 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 yes. Good. All right. So in your warrior two, your right toes are facing straight ahead. And as you lunge through your right knee, and you can decide the depth here, the right knee, you should be able to actually see your big toe, your right big toe to the inside part of that right knee. Good. So watch the knee, make sure your knee and ankle are aligned and you can see that big toe. Your left foot is parallel to the back end of your mat. So it is like you could draw a line with that left foot. Right back. Beautiful. And then arms stretched out, maybe that external rotation of the shoulders. So palms facing up. All right. To engage our inner thigh, your feet aren't going to move, but see if you can feel a draw back of that right foot, a draw forward of the left foot so that you've got this midline engagement. One more breath here. Beautiful. All right, from here, we're going to find a 5-star pose. So you'll angle your toes toward the corners of your mat Your arms are stretched out wide, and then we are dropping into a lunge with the left knee bent. Yes, good. All right, so you could grab your block here to add a little assist in this if you'd like. We've got this inner thigh stretch. So maybe your right toes come up off the mat. Yep, good. All right, now we're going to add a little bit of movement here. You choose how deep this goes. So you can go all the way up here into that 5-star pose. So come back up, and then you'll lunge over to this right side. Your right knee will bend into that same bend. But we've got some continuous movement we're going to do here. So come back up to 5-star. Side lunge, left knee bends. Yes, 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 good. One more round each direction. Inhale, come back up to 5-star. Exhale, right knee bends. Inhale, 5-star. And then we drop into this left-sided lunge again. Good, and pause. Good, strength of your legs to come back to 5-star. We return to that warrior 2. So you'll ankle your toes again toward the front of the room. All right, and then we're going to find eagle arms. So your right arm is going to be on top. You will wrap your arms up. Maybe you just give yourself a hug here. Maybe you angle your arms up so that they're perpendicular to the floor. Maybe the thumbs can draw away from the face, maybe elbows up. Good. Straighten out through your right leg and do a slight hinge of your body toward the front of the room. Core strong. Push fully through both feet. Unravel with the arms. Send one arm down, one arm up. Triangle pose. Very nice. Hands down around your right foot. Step your right foot back to join your left. Find your plank pose. Find your down dog. Find your flow. So I'm going to crawl myself back over here. You can choose. Maybe you don't do a back bend. Maybe you just do a little bit of a push up and you go to down dog. Maybe you go right from plank to down dog. Anything is whatever you want to do. All right. We land in down dog. We look to the front end of the mat. We travel forward. And we roll up. Good. How did that go? Good? All right, let's do it again. All right, so all of your weight is going to come to your left foot. So really take some time here to feel that connection, and then give yourself that positive message. I know balance sometimes can be different on each side. It can be more challenging one day than in the other, but give yourself grace. That right knee is going to come up. If you'd like to add that extra, you'll add your left hand to the right inner thigh and add pressure in each direction. If all's okay, stay. If you'd like to add, bless you, add a little more, then your right arm is going to go back behind you. Yep. You've got it, you've got it. We'll step back, warrior 2. Good. All right. In this warrior 2, that left knee is bent. Your left toes are pointed straight toward the front of your mat. Good. If you were to draw a line from this left heel, it would intersect arch to heel of the right foot, excuse me. And you choose the depth of your lunge. So if you're feeling pretty good today, feel free to add a little bit more. Know that this is not going to last, but just a little bit longer. So give yourself whatever you need here. And then we'll find our 5-star pose. So you're angling your toes toward the corners of your mat, and we'll drop over into a lunge with the right knee bent. We are pausing here. So maybe you grab your block to add a little bit more elevation of the body. You can drop as deep as you'd like here. All right, now we are going to add movement again. We'll do these lunges slowly in each direction. So let's come back up to 5-star. Return to that side lunge, left knee bend, left knee. Yeah, there you go. You got it. We come back up to 5-star. Strength of your legs to come back up. We go over to that right side. We lunge. We have one more round in each direction. Come back up, 5-star. Good, left knee bends. You got it. Here's our last round. Inhale, up. And we'll drop over to that right side. This is where we pause one more time. You can find that inner thigh stretch on that left leg. Do y'all feel that? Beautiful. Come back to 5-star. Return to your warrior 2. Good. Watch that front knee. Angle those toes to face the front of your mat. Yeah, good. And then as you lunge in, see if you can see your left big toe to the inside part of the knee. We find eagle arms. So your left arm is going to be on top, your right arm underneath, and maybe it's just a hug here. Maybe you angle your arms. Yes, 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 good. Beautiful. Just pause here for a second. Find the stretch through those shoulders. And now let's add a little bit for core. You're straightening out through that left leg, keeping your arms as they are. So the left toes are still facing straight ahead. You'll do the slight hinge toward the front of your mat. Good. So coming over here to that left side. And then you'll unravel, one arm down, one arm up for triangle pose. Good. And you can use your hand as a little bit of a guide or just a little bit of an assist if you put that left hand to your left leg. Good. Yep, beautiful. Look down to your left foot, place one hand down around either side, step that left foot back to join your right, find your plank pose. Find a flow here if you'd like, of plank, back bend, down dog, completely up to you. Once you land in your down dog, from there, we're going to drop our knees to the mat, press back to an extended child's pose. Very nice, y'all. So I combined a couple of things there. So we are done with our standing movement, and now we're going to do a little bit of yin next. And we'll start off with our hips, but just take a few more seconds here in extended child's pose. Palms can either be down, you could rotate palms to face up, you could add a little rock through the hips. You could put a block to the floor, put your forehead to the block. This might add a little bit of something different there. Beautiful. Last breath here. All right, so come to all fours. We started class with a little twist and then all of this stuff. We're actually going to go back to something very similar. In yin pose, it is called dragon flying low. So we're going to step this right foot wide to the outside of the mat. Your hands are to the inside. That back knee is either to the mat, or if you'd like to make it more active, you could lift the knee up off the mat. But we are going to be here a bit. So again, that back knee can be down. Now you could choose to keep your hands to the floor. If you feel like you need a little bit more space, feel free to use a block and put yourself up on that. You could also bring the forearms to the block or to the floor. So that right knee is either pulled into the midline, or you could let the weight come to that outside edge of the foot, opening up through the arch of the foot here. It might feel good through the hip. So feel free to explore a little bit here, finding what position feels really good. And then know that we are going to stay for about a minute and a half, and then we'll move into what you may know it more as pigeon pose. So right here, we're pausing 1.5 minutes. Good. Find your big breaths, your 360 breaths. About 20 more seconds here. Stay focused on those big breaths. All right, now bring yourself back up here. You can keep that foot where it is. Let me show you one way to get to pigeon pose from here, and you can choose, I'll show you other ways as well. You could bring your fingertips to the outside edges of the mat and begin to heel toe this right foot over toward the left long edge of your mat. And then as you get closer, you could slide that foot in. Another option is to come back to all fours and slide that right knee in behind your right wrist and then the left leg behind you. Yep, good. Beautiful. Now, you have these blocks available to you. A couple of things you could do with them. You could prop that right hip up with one block, and then you could use that opposite block for forearms, for your head. Just try to keep the head aligned with the rest of the spine here. Good. All right, we have a minute and a half here. About 20 more seconds here. Checking in, shoulders, neck, face, hands, stay relaxed. Good. Now we will slowly walk ourselves up, and you'll find whatever pose feels good to reset. Maybe you come to down dog and you pedal out the feet. Maybe you come to all fours and you roll through that right hip. Whatever feels good here, take a few seconds for that. And then we'll meet in lizard pose. In yin pose, again, it's called dragon flying low. So we're going to bring that left foot forward. Your hands are to the inside part of that left foot. Take some time here to set yourself up on this side. Back knee up, back knee down, whatever you'd like there. Knee pulled into the midline, adding a little more space underneath that arch of the foot. Letting the knee drop out to the side gently is an option. Hands to the floor, forearms to the floor. You choose. All right, a minute and a half here. Let those breaths flow easy. Softening into each exhale. All right, so we have pigeon pose, or in yin, it is called swan. That one option of walking that left foot over toward that right long edge of your mat is available, but find whatever version of entry into this pose works best for your body. Takes time to set yourself up and then fold, staying long through the spine. 1.5 minutes starts now. Take 2 more big, relaxing breaths here. All right, this time we are slowly walking ourselves up, and together we'll sit down onto the left hip and swing the legs around to the front of the mat. Shake out whatever you might need to shake out here. All right, so before we continue on with a little bit of yin, let's get just a little bit of core strengthening. Does that sound all right? Yes? Yes, Taylor? Okay. Well, Taylor, can I share your big news? So Taylor's pregnant. So yes. So her yoga practice is going to look a little different at some point here. So this one might be one of them. So you got to decide here. Okay. So, all right. So come on back onto your back and grab your block. Bring your knees up into a tabletop position and place that block on your right thigh. So right on top of the right leg. Place your left hand on top of the block. So you've got this block sandwich, leg to block, hand to block. And now add a little bit of pressure in each direction. And just pause. So maybe you felt that seat belt kind of crossbody thing happen as you added that push in. You can stay right here, that you're getting an isometric contraction. You could add a little bit more by sending the right arm long and the left leg long, and bringing the arm and leg back to center. All right, so options are yours. Again, you can decide here if you just stay with that pressure or if you add a little bit of that bird dog. So that right arm is going to go by your ear, the left leg is going to go long. They're in opposite directions. Just do a couple more here on this side if you are moving. Beautiful, and then let's release that. And feel free to find a little windshield wiper of the knees in between, and we'll just set ourselves up and knock out this other side. And then we have 2 more yin poses we'll practice. So your legs are up, the block is to your left leg, your right hand is on top of the block. You're creating this sandwich, and then you'll create a little bit of resistance in each direction. So pushing to the block from both ways. Stay right there, that might be enough. If you'd like to add more, your left arm, your right leg go long toward opposite sides of the room, and then we bring the knee and the arm back up to center. Good. If you are adding that movement, it is about the quality of the movement, not how many we do. So go as slow as you need to go to really feel that stability through the core as you extend arm and leg. Beautiful. All right. We wrap that up. You can release the block. And once again, just do a little windshield wiper of your legs from side to side. All right. Now, with that block, the soles of the feet are going to be to your mat about hip bone width apart. You'll press your hips up into the air and slide the block underneath you. You can use any side of that block that feels right for a supported bridge pose. Good. Now, we are going to stay here. If you would like to add a little bit more for the front of the hips, you could walk your feet away from you a little bit more. That does add a little bit more of a back bend. And if it doesn't feel good on your back, then feel free to walk those feet in a little bit more. All right, we are holding here for 2 minutes. You have about 45 more seconds here. Allow for those 3D breaths, letting the exhale soften and allow for more relaxation. It's melting into this pose. All right, if the legs are stretched out, guide the legs back in, soles of the feet to the mat, push the hips up into the air, slide your block out from underneath you, and hug your knees into your chest. We are going to twist by dropping knees to the left side. If there's any variation of knees or of legs that you'd like to use for this twist, feel free to find any variation of this, but let's let the arms go wide. If you'd like just to let the knees go stacked to the side, shift your hips slightly toward the right edge of your mat and let stacked knees drop over to that left side. Maybe turning to look to your right, adding a neck stretch. Slowly bring the knees back to center, shifting your hips just a little toward that right edge of your mat, or left edge, excuse me. Drop your knees to the right. Good, and then slowly bring knees back to center. All right, while I really advertise this as yang and yin. This last pose is a restorative pose. So using your blocks and your bolster, we're going to create a little bit of a structure here that allows for us to open up through the front body. So you may want to build this so that the top block is up a little higher than that bottom block. And then you'll lay your bolster on the little structure that you've created. You'll scoot your bottom in close to the end of that bolster, and then your spine is going to be supported by the bolster as you lay back. And here, we'll let the arms go wide. Once again, maybe turning palms to face up. And again, you can go wide with your arms, or you could have them a little closer in toward the body, whatever feels best and feels like you can really relax. And by the way, as we get started in this, if this just doesn't feel like a good way to end class, find the better way for you. This is just an opportunity to open up through the front body. We're very closed off just because of being at a desk, on your computer, driving your car. Everything is kind of internally rotated. So now this is an opening opportunity. Return to your breath. Allowing those slow, steady breaths to help you relax even more. Especially each time you exhale, just feel that release. If you find thoughts wandering into your mind, try to let them flow right on through. Give yourself these last couple minutes of time to be quiet. Bring some gentle movement back to your body. All right, as easily as you can, make your way to seated from here. Let's take one more big deep breath in together. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Thank you so much for taking time to practice with me today. Namaste, friends.